Hello, welcome to Books with Lexie. If you watched my October TBR, you will know that I am attempting to read 31 books in October, and I have even more that I would like to get to if possible. I know this is very unrealistic, but I'm already behind. Today is the 8th, and I think I've only read 6 books so far, so I'm going to be doing a 7 books in 7 days challenge for myself, and I figured I would vlog it. So I'm starting today. It is Saturday, and I am going to be reading Come Closer by Sarah Gran. This is a about 200-page horror novella. I actually didn't know this, but this came out in 2003, which, like, I don't know. I've heard some people talk about it recently, so I definitely didn't realize that it was 20 years old. This is following a woman who has a seemingly perfect life, and then she starts to act differently. She's getting mood swings. She's getting weird urges to like steal things and hurt people. She's hearing tapping in the walls, a woman that is following her. So we are watching her try to kind of figure out what's happening to her and also dealing with all of these changes, which doesn't sound super interesting, but I'm loving this so far. It's interesting to see all of the changes in her personality and just like different things that are happening and what she thinks is happening as well. Like she's doing like quizzes, she's going to like a psychic tarot person. Yeah, I am halfway through this already and I'm really loving it. I've heard incredible things about this and I cannot wait to finish. So I will talk to you again once I'm done. I am going to attempt to read some longer books as well, but I don't want to overwhelm myself, so I'm definitely going to be reading a lot of novellas this week. So that's it. I'll talk to you when I'm done. So I finished Come Closer. This was a super quick read. I had the audiobook so I could like speed it up and do other things, aka play games on my phone. But I really enjoyed this. So this really just continues watching her try to figure things out, deal with things, and like everything that is going on with our main character, Amanda, I think her name is. And it's interesting. It's like kind of funny sometimes. I really liked this. I'm thinking I'm gonna give this 4 stars, and I want a copy for my shelves. And I would read more from this author. I can't believe I haven't read this already. Anyway, I don't have a lot to say because it's so short, but I definitely enjoyed it, and I'm glad I got this done today. I think my goal for tomorrow is to read Nana by Brandon Messi. This one is longer, but the font is bigger, so I think this is doable. I will talk to you tomorrow and let you know for sure what my plans are, but it will likely be this. I don't know what that was. Anyway, I'll likely talk to you about this the next time I talk to you. What am I saying? Hello, last I talked to you, it was Saturday, and I had finished that book, Come Closer. I did read yesterday. I started 2 different books, but I didn't finish, and then I forgot to vlog, and then I remembered to vlog as I was falling asleep, and obviously I wasn't going to vlog. So here's my update for yesterday, and then I'll talk to you again later once I'm further into these books. So I started Nana by Brandon Messi, and I am currently on page 35. This is a horror thriller about a woman who was raised by an adopted grandmother. Her birth mother gave her to this woman. And then at the beginning, her grandma dies, and then Monica's birth mother shows up at the funeral. But then Monica starts to feel sick, and her birth mother starts to appear younger and healthier. So that is this one. I don't have much to say. I'm not very far into it. I just got to the point where, I don't know what her name is, Grace, the birth mother, arrives. But this was recommended by Bree from the Locked Booktition. And then the other book that I am reading is Killers of a Certain Age by Deanna Rayborn. This is the author of the Veronica Speedwell mysteries, if you're familiar with those. I have not read them, but they're super popular. This is a thriller about these older retired like assassins, like kill for hire, is that the term? So these four women who work together and their friends, they are on their like retirement vacation, and then they realize that they are now being targeted, obviously to be killed, and they are now on the run. So I am a third of the way into this. It's really fun so far. Sir? Anyway, other than the fact that I am having a good time with this, I don't have any real thoughts. It is fun to be reading from the perspective of older women. It's like kind of the Thursday Murder Club vibes, but this one so far is more action-packed because like these are trained killers. We are getting flashbacks of when they get into the business originally and then them being on the run now. So it is a lot of fun. I am going to be doing sprints on Kaale's channel in about an hour, so I don't know what I'm going to be reading because I have both of these. And then also, I am going to be reading Within These Walls by Anya Alborn. For this, I was originally going to be reading this for Halloween. I'm reading this for an in-person book club with just two of my friends, but now we have to move the meeting, and we have to move it like sooner. There's like, we just can't push it back. So now I have to read this by Wednesday night. It is Monday night, and the audiobook is like 13 hours. So I was planning on reading some shorter books for this, but that's not going to happen. So getting a little stressed, and I'm behind already. It's fine. Hello, it is Tuesday, so Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Oh no. This is the fourth day in my 7 in 7 challenge. So far, I have finished Come Closer. So that's all I've talked to you about. Last night on Sprints on Kaale's channel, I did finish Killers of a Certain Age by Deanna Rayborn. This is feeling like a low 4-star, like 3.5, 4. I thought it was a lot of fun, but it's not one that I'm going to ever think about, like, since finishing, which I don't think is a bad thing. Like, I really enjoyed my time reading it. It was a fairly quick read. The audiobook was like 10 hours and something, so that's not bad. I enjoyed the characters. I thought the plot was fun. I just don't think it was anything like super special or like unique. I did enjoy that there were older characters. I do think that is more unique. That's not something that I see super often. They were killing it. Pun intended. So we are just watching them like fight for their lives after they have a hit put out on them. I do plan on picking up the Veronica Speedwell series at some point, but it's not a top priority, even though I have heard incredible things about them. So yeah, this was my second book for the 7 in 7. I have not read any more of Nana because I'm behind, obviously, and I don't have the audiobook for that, which is why this one is getting prioritized. And speaking of prioritizing audiobooks, I talked to you a little bit yesterday about reading Within These Walls by Anya Alborn. I'm going to be doing a lot of stuff around the house today, and I plan on listening to that as much as possible because I do have my book club meeting tomorrow night. So that is my top priority. Sorry to Nana, but you're gonna have to wait. It will get done in this vlog. It's just probably tomorrow is when I'll be able to read it more. I don't know if I'll finish Within These Walls today because it is long, but like I really need to, 1 for the book club and 2 for this video. I don't know what else I will be reading because Come Closer, Killers of a Certain Age, Within These Walls, and Nana is only 4 books. I do know that one I want to read is Scanlines by Todd Kiesling. This is one that I have on my shelves, and it is very short, and the words are pretty big in here, and then there's some like mixed media stuff. So this is one that I will prioritize because it is so short. I don't know what the other 2 are going to be. I'm stressed trying to get through the ones that I already am committed to, so hopefully this is not a fail. don't be surprised if it is at this point. So I have made it 33%-ish into Within These Walls by Anya Alborn. This is my first from this author. This is like a mix of a haunted house and a cult story. A cult, not a cult. Anyway, so we are following two different timelines, but they are connected in the way that one is this cult that happened in the past, and then in the present day, we are following a true crime writer. He's pretty much like, he is not popular anymore, and he gets a letter in the mail from the cult leader in the past who is now in jail saying like, I want to tell you my story. And this guy is like notorious for not taking interviews, not doing like anything with the media. So he uproots his life, moves across the country for this interview because he thinks it's going to be his like next big break. It's going to cause him to be like famous again in the like author world. So he is renting the house that the cult happened in the past. So it is a mix of it being a haunted house story in the present day, and then a cult in the past. The guy is convicted of just one murder, but it's thought that he has committed multiple. There are different bodies that are found throughout that are like people that could have been part of his cult, but there's no real proof. But he is in jail for killing a woman who is pregnant with a knife in like a very brutal way. And I cannot remember the names because I'm only listening to the audiobook, but I think this woman is, the perspective we're getting ends up being the dead woman at the beginning. I don't remember. It'll become clear at some point. So far, I'm enjoying it. It is a little slow, but I always think that about books that are this long. The audiobook at 3 times speed is like 4.5 hours. The audiobook at like 1 time speed is like 13.5 hours. But so far I'm enjoying it. I don't have like a lot to say. Like I don't have any strong feelings either way. I'm not loving it, but I'm also not bored. I'm interested to see how this continues, like if it's really going to be a haunted house story, and just where the cult stuff continues to go. I'll talk to you again once I'm 2/3 of the way through, roughly. Hopefully I can finish this today and maybe get started on something else because I'm really behind, but I am really enjoying everything I'm reading for this video so far. I have made it 60. I'm still holding. I'm doing a like cross-stitch coloring thing on my laptop. I was holding my stylus because that's how sorry, my brain is mush. Anyway, that's why I'm holding this, because I was doing that until I started filming. So I'm just gonna wave it around all the time, because that's what happens when I hold things. Anyway, I'm 68% into whatever this book is called. I'm so tired, but I am enjoying this. It's a mix of a cult story and haunted house stuff. I'm enjoying both aspects. I am enjoying the cult stuff a little more because like there's more to think about and it's like more interesting in my opinion. And we're not getting a lot of the haunted house stuff, but it is interesting to see how everything is coming together. I currently cannot form real thoughts, so that's all I'm going to say, but I will be able to finish this in the morning. I'm so behind. It is Thursday, so nope, it's not Thursday. It's Wednesday. So it's Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. The 5th day of this 7 in 7 challenge, and I just got to part 2 of Nana by Brandon Messi, which is like a little over a third of the way through, and I have to finish this today because this is due back at the library tomorrow. So far this is super interesting. I can't remember how much I told you, but our main character, Monica, her biological mom is now visiting for a couple days over the weekend, and some like weird things are starting to happen. Monica's husband, Troy, his mom stays at their house a lot, and like she's getting weird feelings about her. Things are strange, like her appearance is kind of different. She keeps insisting that she's called Nana, even though she was told that Troy's mom was Nana, so she was not going to be Nana. And like things are just kind of strange. She's making weird comments, doing kind of odd things, but we don't really know her motivations at this point. We are kind of suspicious of her. It's super interesting. And then I have also started Finlay Donovan Knocks Him Dead. This is the sequel to Finlay Donovan is Killing It, which I read earlier this year, and I picked this up because I have the audio for this. I'm just reading this one physically. So I wanted something that I could listen to while I have other things I need to do besides just sit down and read. And I'm currently 50 pages into this one. I'm enjoying it so far. I think I'm liking the first one more just because it was a little more fun, and things pick up a little sooner. I mean, I'm only 50 pages in, so like I'm not trying to DNF or anything, but I'm having a good time with it. This is following Finlay again, and it's also following Vero, which is her like accountant slash babysitter from the first one. And in this one, somebody has put a hit out on Finlay's ex-husband, but she doesn't want him dead. Like, it is her kid's father, so she's trying to figure out who put a hit on him and I guess trying to stop it. So far, entertaining. I'm having a good time. I have to finish this one today because I have to return it tomorrow. And I think it's likely that I could also finish this one. I don't have a lot going on today. I do have an in-person book club and we have a meeting later. But other than that, I don't really have any plans. I can just sit and read both of these. I think it's doable. And then, will I be caught up? Yeah, this would make it 5 books, and today's the 5th day. So then I would be good. 5 books in 5 days, and then I would only have to read 2 more. So that is the plan. We'll see how it goes, but I'm enjoying everything I'm reading. Hi, me again. I just finished talking to you, and then I realized I never gave you my final update on Within These Walls by Anya Alborn. I did enjoy this, but I think that with it being a haunted house story and a cult story, it didn't do either of them enough for me to be super invested in anything. While the cult stuff was interesting, I don't think it was super original. And then the haunted house stuff felt a little more original, and I really did like how things wrapped up. But for most of the story, and it's long, I wasn't super invested. So this is feeling like a 3, like a higher 3, but like not enough to give it a 4. What am I saying? The writing was fine. I did like how it ended, but I wanted more from it throughout the whole thing, especially with it being so long. Yes, I wore this yesterday, but it's a sweatshirt, so it's okay. It is Thursday. Did I finish anything yesterday? No. Am I really, really, really behind? Yes. This is due at the library today. I have not finished it. I just got to part 3, though, and that is pretty close to the end. So I am going to finish it soon. Part 2 was just a continuation of everything that I said in the first part. We are watching things get weirder and weirder, and like the back, in my opinion, this gives too much away. So I would not recommend reading the full synopsis. Like I would just read the like first paragraph and then that little sentence. It just like it gives away some big things. But I'm really enjoying this. It's interesting. I have no idea like what the final explanation for all this weird stuff is going to be. I do have some issues just with this being a little repetitive. Like, we're watching them over the course of multiple days, and a lot of it is like, oh, wakes up, gets breakfast, something happens, eats dinner, something happens. Like, that is the formula every single day, and it is a little repetitive, so I wish that a little bit was cut out, but generally, like, I'm really enjoying it. It's feeling like it's going to be 4 stars, which is exciting. So I'm going to get this finished now because I need to, so I can take it to the library. Taco Bell has nacho fries back, so I'm doing that today. My new phone is coming today, which is exciting because it'll have a better camera because I film on my phone. And also, like, the battery on this one dies like within a few hours. It's ridiculous. So I'll talk to you once I'm finished this, and I also definitely plan on finishing whatever the second Finlay Donovan is called today as well. And then maybe I'll try to sneak in a novella because I do have reading sprints tonight for the first night of Halloween weekend for the third week. So I don't need to start reading for that yet. So I'll probably finish as much as possible for this video because tomorrow is the last day of my 7 in 7 and I've only read 3 books. I am doing cross-stitch things again. Here we are. I am 52% into Finlay Donovan Knocks 'em Dead. I am enjoying this one, but I think that I liked the first one more. It just felt more fun. There's still like the ridiculous stuff in here, but I also think that like if I would have read them closer together, I would have enjoyed it more. They are referencing things from the first one that like I vaguely remember, but I don't remember enough to be like invested in it, I think. I still like the characters, like I like the duo between Finlay and Vero. But like other than that, I'm not super invested. Like I'm having a good time listening to it, but it's not something that like I'm gonna think about whenever it's done. That's my quick update. I probably won't talk to you again until I'm done. Normally I try to update like a third, 2/3 in the end, but this one, like, especially with it being a sequel, I feel like I don't have much to say because like even non-spoiler things kind of spoil the first one. So I'll talk to you when I'm done and give you my final thoughts and rating. Hello, it's the same day, but it changed. I have a lot to talk to you about. Earlier, I finished Nana by Brandon Messi. I don't have it to hold up because it was due. I had to go get something from Bowser that he stole. Anyway, I had to return Nana to the library. It was due today, but I did finish it earlier. I ended up really enjoying this, and I'm going to give it 4 stars. The plot was interesting. Like, it was weird, but I had a really good time with it. Like, I constantly wanted to know what was happening, but I just feel like it was a little repetitive, and I just didn't love, like, mostly that part about it. But it was a lot of fun, and I would recommend it. Then, I just finished Finlay Donovan Knocks 'em Dead, and I enjoyed this one as well. This one is feeling in between a 3 and a 4. Ignore Bowser, you can probably hear him. I did not enjoy this one as much as the first one, but it was still a good time. It was ridiculous. It was over the top. This one seemed even more ridiculous. Bowser has the zoomies. In ways that, like, made no sense to me. So, like, I like ridiculous if it's, like, this... I don't know how to explain it. I've tried to talk about this before. I don't like when books are unrealistic in a way that is like real life, but I like when they're unrealistic in a way that there's like, oh, that would never happen, but it's fun. I don't know. Like, I don't like whenever people just don't recognize people from their past, even though they were like best friends with them or something, and like they pretty much look the same. Like, I don't like that, but like if the twist is something like that would not happen in real life, then I like it usually. I don't know. Anyway, there were some things in here that I was like, well, that would never happen, and like not in a fun way. I don't know. So I finished this. The audiobook is good. So that puts me at 5 books, and this is day 6, so today I'm also going to try to finish Scanlines. Very short, and that means I'll just have to finish one tomorrow. I don't really know what this is about, other than it has to do with a corrupt politician committing suicide on TV. So I will be back once I'm a little bit into this one. It is late Thursday night. It's actually technically Friday morning. But I was on Sprints with Katrina's channel for a while. I didn't end up reading much. I had to film a video, do some editing, and then I started Scanlines. This is a horror novella, and now I joined Gabby from All Up Books. She was doing sprints with Kitty, so I joined them, and I've been reading this. I'm on page 66, which is a little over halfway through. This is like 113 pages, and it's interesting. So we are following a group of kids, these teenage boys, who think they're downloading one sort of video, and then they end up getting a video of a man who walks into a courtroom and is talking, and then he takes out a gun and he shoots himself, and then they become like haunted almost by this video. So like their dreams are infiltrated by this man, and they see his face everywhere, like on their parents, like randomly, and just throughout life. So they're like very traumatized by this in general, and then they have this guy like haunting them. So we are following one of the three friends. He's the only friend left alive. He is reading the suicide letter of one of his three friends. So we are getting like that letter. So that's interesting because it's his handwriting and stuff. And then he's also like filling things in that happened in the past. So it's very interesting. I don't know how this is going to continue. Like, is it going to actually be that they're haunted or what? I'm enjoying my time reading it. It is dealing with a lot of like dark things, specifically suicide, but I think it's done well. And I'm enjoying my time reading it, like enjoying, you know. So I will talk to you again once I'm done, and then I will have finished 6 books for this video, and then I'll just have to read one more tomorrow, which will mean that I completed this. It is Friday, day 7, and it's 9:40 at night, but I do have some updates for you. Last night I stayed up pretty late. I was on the sprints. I was on sprints with Gabby and Kitty until 1:32-ish. I don't remember. I did finish Scanlines. I think I'm going to give this 4 stars. I think the way that it was written was really interesting. The story was like keeping my attention the whole time. I didn't struggle to read this physically. It does deal exclusively with the suicide of somebody, a video of it, and people being affected from watching this video and taking extreme measures because of it. So this one is a lot, and if you need trigger warnings for anything like that, I would definitely look into it, because yeah, I mean, looking at the cover. So I finished this book 6 on technically day 7, but still book 6. Nope, still day 6 because I didn't go to bed yet. So today for day 7, the last book, I have been listening, I don't know why I'm still flopping this around. I have been listening to We Spread by Ian Reid. Hello? Hello? Why is this happening? Why can't you see it? Why is that coming up blank? This is the weirdest experience. Oh, there we go. I mean blurry, but that's the cover. This is the same author as I'm Thinking of Ending Things, and so far I'm enjoying this. We are following a woman who at the beginning, she falls and hurts herself, and then she is moved into this assisted living community. She ends up in this place because apparently her and her husband set it up, and he passed away a while ago, and now this is where she has been moved. She doesn't have any recollection of this, but she's living in this assisted living facility. There are only 6 people, including her, who live there, and like she is starting to accept that maybe she could use help from people. But there are some slightly weird things that are happening. I have no idea where this is going to go. I do know it's more of a just like contemporary story than like straight up horror. But it is marketed as like a thriller slash horror, I believe. So far, I'm enjoying it. I'm liking the writing. I enjoy reading from the perspective of an older character, which I don't do a lot, but I've had 2 in this video, which is kind of weird. Yeah, there's like nothing that's happening besides what I've told you. It's just like this lady talking to the people that are there, and then like every once in a while she's like, oh, I don't remember this happening, or like something strange just happens. So yeah, no idea how. I really don't know at all where the story is gonna go, but I'm looking forward to it. I finished We Spread, and I don't know what I think about this book. Even after looking at some reviews, I don't know what to say about it. I didn't dislike it, but I didn't specifically like it. I don't know. I guess it's feeling very 3 stars to me. There wasn't like, it wasn't explained and it wasn't wrapped up. Which usually I'm like, that doesn't bother me at all, but I definitely just wanted more from this in general. I think that's what it was. I wanted it to be creepier. I wanted just more from it. That's really it. I don't know. I definitely liked thinking of ending things more. There were some moments in here that felt ominous where you weren't really sure what was going on and what path it was going to take. And we don't really find out much, so I don't know. I probably am gonna give this one 3 stars, but like I enjoyed the writing, and I had a good time while reading it. Yeah, so that's that, and that is my 7th book in 7 days. I am kind of shocked that I completed this. I had a really good reading week. I read Come Closer, which I gave 4 stars. And then I read Killers of Certain Age, which also was 4 stars. Then Within These Walls, which is probably my least favorite, but that one was still like a 3 star. Then Nana, which was 4 stars. Scanlines, which was 4 stars. Finlay Donovan Knocks Him Dead, which is like a 3.5. And then We Spread, which was 3 stars. The fact that I didn't have any DNFs, any 2 stars or 1 stars is great. And like 3 stars is not bad. It's just not like great. I don't know. Like I enjoyed my time while reading it, but just like that's it. Can you tell I'm tired and cannot form sentences anymore? So yeah, I have read 7 books in 7 days somehow. I did not end up with any 5 stars, but primarily I had 4-star reads, which is really great. I'm shocked that I completed this, but surprisingly it went fairly well. Let me know if you've read any of these books and what you thought, and what your favorite book you have read recently has been. If you made it the whole way to the end, leave me an old person emoji, please. Any of your choosing. If you are new here, don't forget to subscribe. I post 3 videos a week and host reading sprints as well. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for hanging out with me, and I hope to see you in my next one. Bye!